Now, some of you may be saying, but Joe, I grew up in a working class family. I grew up in a welfare family. How am I supposed to become a genius? How is this lecture going to help me? Well, here's what I'm going to explain to you, which is really going to help and which is really going to elevate your learning and bring you into that genius category. You need to start exposing yourself, just like the children of the professional working class families, to more words, to more encouraging words, to a better environment, right? G times E equals better results. So your genius times your environment is going to bring about better results. And we just found out in our last lecture that we all have this genius inside of us, and it's when we focus it to a point, just like Napoleon Hill said. So let's really think about, how do we really stimulate our genius? Well, you got to be exposed to more words. Well, how do we do that, Joe? Great question. Read better books. One main thing that you can really do to really stimulate your genius: read great books. The book that I mentioned, David Strenk's book, The Genius in All of Us, great book to read. It's a fabulous book to read if you want to be able to become a genius and bring your learning to the next level. Listen, you can watch this lecture, you can listen to me talk to you all day long. I can give you some awesome tips and tricks to do that, but until you take responsibility, until you really say to yourself, I want to become a genius, I want to learn how to become a genius, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to watch this lecture and then I'm going to actually go out and apply the information that I'm learning. So books, great way. Audiobooks, CDs, DVDs, all these different things. Go to YouTube. There are so many different avenues to inspire your genius and to get your word count in every single day. A great example is when I drive my car. I have loads of self-help CDs. I have CDs from motivational speakers. I have CDs from professional authors that I listen to all the time. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy listening to my tunes and jamming out every once in a while. But the times that I don't, when I really want to be inspired and motivated, that's when I put on a CD and I listen to an audiobook. And it really, really helps me, and it really helps me get in the mindset of, hey, I'm stimulating my genius. I'm stimulating the genius that's inside of me, and I'm stimulating everything else that's going to make me a genius as well. I'm getting that word count in. I'm stepping up to the plate. Another great tip to really stimulate your genius is to feed your mind. Now, what do I mean by feed your mind? I listen to a bunch of self-help CDs. I listen to things of that nature all the time. I also don't turn on the news. I watch positive programming. In fact, I don't really watch much TV. The only thing I really watch on TV these days is sports. And I enjoy sports. I was an athlete my entire life. So that to me is encouraging, to see a team come back from a major deficit and really, overcome something. That's encouraging. Or to really watch athletes succeed. That's encouraging. So make sure that you are feeding your mind positive, encouraging things, because like the study showed, the more encouraging things are that you're feeding your mind, the more it's going to stimulate your genius. Now that sounds so basic and so simple, but I'm telling you, people don't do it. What do they do when they come home? They flip on the TV and boom, there's the news, right? They flip on the TV or they go to their computer and, oh, there's some negativity, and then they don't turn it off. And you keep feeding that into yourself. And the last tip that I'm going to give you in this lecture to really stimulate your genius and to become a genius is this. You need to change your environment. If you were in the working class, or if you were in the welfare class, heck, if you were even in the professional class, think about what environment you were in and what environment is going to stimulate your genius. Why do you think I'm out here right now? Look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. We got birds chirping. It's a beautiful night. Why do you think I'm here? It's stimulating my genius. I look around, it's just a wonderful place to be. I'm breathing in fresh air. I'm just really, really enjoying the moment. I'm really enjoying just talking to you here. It's stimulating my genius. I could be in my house in front of a computer, trying to give this lecture. But no, I decided to come out tonight. I decided to stimulate my genius. I decided to look around before I came out here. I decided to change my environment, because that changes your mood. It changes your feelings, and it stimulates your mind. You see, there are so many different things going on out here. We got birds, we got bees, we got plants growing, we got people coming by. It's really, really stimulating my genius. It's really stimulating me as a human being, and it's really making me think about more lectures to talk to you about. And it's really exciting. So what you really need to do, lastly, is look at the environment that you're in, and if it's not constructive to stimulating your mind, stimulating your genius, if you're not going to be getting encouraging words or encouraging things, this is encouraging. This is a beautiful night. It's absolutely wonderful out. I'm encouraged. I'm inspired. If that's not the type of environment that you are in, you need to take yourself physically and move out of that environment. Now, I can hear some of you saying, well, Joe, you know, I work at this place and the environment's not that great and I'm stuck there for 8 hours. Okay, take longer breaks, right? Take a little bit longer break, or, you know, not engage with some of the people in the workplace more than you have to. Or what about the home environment, right? Say you're married and you're having a hard time with your spouse. Take time to yourself, because then when you remove yourself from that negative situation and that negative environment, and then you place yourself back into it, you feel better, you feel re-energized, and that's going to project itself onto other people around you. So when I go back home tonight, which is, you know, a wonderful place for me to be anyways, but I'm just going to be radiating even more positivity, more encouragement because of what I'm doing here, because of my environment that I'm in now. So if you really want to become a genius and really stimulate your genius and be inspired, that is what I suggest to you. And remember our ratio. Your genius times your environment is going to equal your rate of success. So please think about that. Get your words in, read good books, come out here, have some encouraging things to say. So I look forward to teaching you more in our next lectures, so stay tuned and remember our formula to becoming a genius. Your genius times your environment is going to equal your rate of success. So please stimulate your genius, be encouraging, listen to encouraging things, read encouraging things, and I look forward to teaching you more in our next lectures, so stay tuned.